Okay, hello, welcome. Good to see you all. You all look great. I'm going to begin with my little own personal announcement, which is an unfortunate one. I come up with 12 different ways to announce this, but I haven't really come up with a good one. So here's the really good way for me to announce it. A couple days ago, I was with a little child who was begging their parents to play with a telephone. And the parent said, "You've lost your rights to play with your telephone for 3 days." Well, this morning, in the last couple of days, I've been with my doctor begging him for the right to be able to go on this trip. And I'm doing what all of you were told to do, which is to follow medical advice, and I will not be traveling. I'm not ill, crazy ill. I just am dealing with some stuff that I talked to. Again, I was in this, someone texted me this morning, and I didn't respond to it because I was in the doctor's office at the moment I received the text. And after a long conversation, it's been going on for about 2 weeks, it was determined that I have to stay home and take care of my wife. No, that's absolutely not the reason. There's only 2 times in my history that I've missed anything that I really was looking forward to. One was a wedding. And the wedding happened when Paul Yedwab arrived at Temple, and I was in the hospital. The only time I've been in a hospital was for a kidney stone problem. And I had to turn it over to my colleagues. So that's the first time in 48 years, this is the second time actually, that I've ever not been at something I really have been looking forward to. I hope all of you will call my wife and arrange for us to see your pictures when you come home. The first 5 people we will take out to dinner and sit around and look at them all. It's going to be an amazing trip. You're going to have a great time. You have amazing leaders in charge. And I'm going to transition out of my personal statement to a really clear statement. No one has ever worked as hard at any program as Paul Yedwab, and he deserves a standing ovation. Stand up. And no one has ever worked as hard. Sit down. I'm really not that much fun, but truly, Arts of the World has been unbelievable in terms of what they are willing to do for those who are going and for those who are not going. Yedwab made it happen in conversations in the middle of the night. I haven't slept in dealing with my own kinds of, am I able to travel, for the last 2 weeks, but he has been up all night long trying to figure this one out. I think Arts of the World came up with a perfect response to a terribly difficult question. And I'm proud of them. We've known them for years. We've traveled with them for years, and we respect them. And it absolutely would not have happened. There would have been no kind of leeway for those people who are not able to make the trip in terms of economics or even rescheduling and those kinds of things without Arts of the World, but clearly without Paul Yedwab. And I'm going to miss causing him trouble. That's really the only reason I was going on this trip to start with, was to cause him trouble on the trip. So will you promise to make his life miserable? I'm only kidding. Love you. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to stay and listen to the event.
So the real story of that wedding is I get the call, "Paul, you have to get into a tuxedo and get to Bay Point in 10 minutes. I get to Bay Point. It is 110 degrees. They're doing the wedding outside. Boats are literally buzzing our chuppah, like mooning us, on the water. And the groom is drop down drunk. I mean, absolutely drop down drunk. The wedding lasted for all of 3 weeks, and I promise this one will go better than that. So that was the wedding. One of my friends who's here said that he was coming to the meeting to determine whether he's going on the trip. I said to him, "Well, that is unfortunate, because I haven't slept in 48 hours, and I doubt I'm going to say anything coherent whatsoever. So I don't know if this is the time to decide. Although if there are any medical questions, I think Dr. Sheldon Stern is going to handle them for us later. I will say a few things about that, not a lot. One is there are some misconceptions I just want to get out of the way. I've been in touch. We now have 2 additional Reform congregations on the ground with Arts of the World in Morocco. I know both rabbis. Both of them are ecstatic over what they're experiencing in Morocco, and also just say, "Paul, there's just nothing. It's not like New York. It's not like Seattle. It's not even like Michigan. There's just nothing going on there in terms of that. So I just want to report that. And then one little thing I do want to correct is one of the reasons we did this whole thing last night with the airlines and everything is the one thing people kept saying is they're crazed over the CDG, the Paris thing. So what I hadn't done last night, I had some people call me who really know what they're talking about after the letter got out, travel agents and such. And it turns out it's like the safest airport in the world to go through. Millions and millions of tourists. No one's going through any kind of what do you call it? Of any kind of being, what is it called? Yeah, no problems with any of that stuff. And then I see a TV program, and they're talking about the fact of how far in advance the European airports are on this issue. And one of the things they just happened to mention was that CDG, of all places, when you go through security, unbeknownst to you, they have a machine that actually takes your temperature, which stops people getting sick going on the airplanes. So in any case, that's all I'm saying about this. I have said everything that a person can humanly say on this issue. I'm going to leave it to people who know a lot more than me to deal with that. I do have a few notes. Bring your passport. Okay. Second note is, if you have not yet listened to all 3 lectures that Howard Lupovitch did for us, then really you must go home and, what do the kids call it? You have to binge. You have to binge these lectures because you can't go to Morocco, honestly, unless you have heard these 3 lectures. It will set it up for you in such an amazing way. So if you missed one, go back on the website or to our YouTube station and please, please listen to those lectures. The next thing is just really, really short. My friend over here told me, Paul, stop sending us emails. You're freaking everybody out. So no more emails, except we did have to send one more. We don't want anyone to drop off the trip. You shouldn't. It's going to be a great trip. And we're very excited about it. But if you have to make any change in your itinerary, it might be you want to get onto there's actually a place left now, 2 places on the desert trip. Maybe you want to do that now, or your plane has changed. Whatever you're going to do, please do it by noon on Sunday. There's a special, I give you what do you call it, a website, a email address, a phone number. After Sunday afternoon, the trip that's what the trip is. Whoever's there, whatever it is, that is what it's going to be. So whatever you're going to do it by then. The other thing has to do with how many people are coming the day before? I told you there were a lot, right? So Rabbi Loss was supposed to host us at a dinner. Because my flight got changed for totally different reasons, so I'm actually coming with the main group on the 11th. So there's going to be no rabbi there to host you. So the question I would have for you... No, the question I would have for you, and I just sort of a show of hands, do you want us to keep the prepared dinner with the transportation to this restaurant for the group, or would you rather all just sort of do your own thing? So everyone who thinks you'd rather that's going, if you're coming the next day, I don't want you to raise your hand, okay? If you sort of feel like you'd really like to have a dinner with the other people in the group, with a restaurant and a bus, raise your hands.
I wasn't that important.
Right? And if you're one of those people and you think you'd really rather do dinner on your own, it's okay, raise your hand. Okay, so we're going to do the dinner. We're going to do the dinner as we were. But again, if you're dropping out of the dinner because Harold won't be there, once again, tell Arts of World by Sunday at noon.
There'll be staff members.
Yeah, there'll be staff there, right? They have people, but it won't be anyone as pretty as the 2 of us, right? So yeah.
Being that there are so many who are arriving the day early, is there any provision for transfer from the airport?
Yeah, if you're coming on the plane that most people are coming on, there is. But if you're coming in an odd time, then you'll take a taxi, and it's a few bucks, and you'll be fine. Okay? Yeah, I think there is for the people if you're coming on one of the flights. But I'll make sure they get back. I'll make sure they get back to you on that. They said no? Okay, because I thought I had a transfer, and I was on one of those flights. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Maybe there's not then. Maybe there's not. I will check with that. I think I think there is too, but let me just go back, and I will have to. You know what? Because of you, I'm going to have to send out another email. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate it. Okay, I believe there is, but I'll double check that. What else? There were some things I had to tell you. No, I can't remember. Does anyone, Sheldon, do you want to just say a few words? Do you have any desire to come be doctorial?
Actually, it seems like half the people going are doctors, so I don't know if I'm going to be adding that much to it. The biggest thing right now is that we're getting all this fear factor stuff, but they're really pockets of the virus that aren't really near a lot of the major centers. Even the Seattle thing is really up in a corner of Seattle, and my in-laws live in Seattle, and they're watching this thing really closely, and they are in the high-risk group, and people are just making some changes there. Where we're going doesn't seem to be affected at all, and it's a climate that probably won't get that affected by it. They're not going to be close pockets of conventions and stuff where people are going to be spreading stuff. They're going to be in open areas, cemeteries, and synagogues, and that type of things. They're not passing it along. So
they don't spread virus very quickly, those corpses.
So, yeah. Are there any specific questions that anybody has? I mean, we're all inundated with so much information on this. Yes.
People were asking how many people have dropped off the trip because we gave that option, and we knew. By the way, I want to say we knew when I pushed to get a somewhat bit of a refund, we knew that we might be decreasing the numbers on the trip. We understood that, but we also felt we're a synagogue, not a business, and if our members were in distress, then we wanted to help them in any way we could. So we did a sort of a cheshbon hanefesh. We did a weighing and realized that we're a synagogue first and a travel agency, 10th. So that's really what that was all about. It wasn't to discourage anyone from coming. But you may know, or you may remember if you've been traveling with us before, that often we have a gift for the group. When we went to the Miracle Mission, some of you still have those totes that they gave us that fold up. Sometimes it's a t-shirt, sometimes it's a baseball cap. And this year, we do have a gift for all of you. It's the only thing that you could possibly have done. This is an inscribed Temple Israel hand sanitizer for everyone. So I just want you to know we're not letting you go without a gift. And I'll be handing them out at the door on the way back. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did I not? Okay, so where we are right now is we had 112 people this minute, and there might be some changes. 112 we started with, right? 18 people at this moment, and there might be more by Sunday, have dropped off the trip. 4 of those, by the way, had nothing at all to do with any anxiety. It was other unfortunate issues. So we could lose a few more. I think right now we're still in 3 buses. It could go to 2. I can't really answer that right now. I'm not going to prognosticate on that. I will say, as I said in the email, that this does mean that those who are left are going to get upgraded rooms. So, it's more likely to. Yeah.
Not a problem. We're already getting going.
No. Well, Rich is getting an upgraded room. I don't know about the rest of you, but any other questions or anything to go over before we sort of close? Yeah. Yeah. It was in the email, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned. That's the other question that people have been asking, which is when you're getting your bus assignments. And it would have been last Monday, but then, we realized there might have to be some shuffling of cards. I do them on cards, so there's going to be some shuffling of cards. And so as soon as Sunday at noon happens, and we know what our fixed group of hardy travelers will be, Right after that, probably Monday morning, you will get an email. It's a very important thing. Really knowing who's on the bus, not so important. But you will get a WhatsApp invitation. Very important. You'll also, and that's by bus. So your tour guide will be able to contact you and through WhatsApp, wherever you are. So do respond to the WhatsApp invitation. You'll also see who's on your bus, by the way, because they'll all be in your group. So yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. The Dodge thing is great. It gives you the schedule and everything, but the WhatsApp is going to be what you go to all the time. Okay. Any other questions or anything? Anything? Yeah. No, as far as I know, if you're on that flight that everyone is on, I think they are picking you up. But we have difference of opinion, so Carolyn is forcing me to send you another email to clarify that, which I will do. Yeah. Tuesday. I'm talking about Tuesday, right? Anything else? No? Okay. Marla, anything you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Michael, do you want to sing a little bit? Where is he? Here we go.
Right here.
And the last thing I just want to say to all of you, and I mean this truly, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime, amazing experience. This is a fabulous group, a fun group. I'm good. I'm glad you mentioned that too. So part of my staying up and negotiating this thing was the idea. I'm not going to mention who gave me the idea because he doesn't want me to tell. But part of it was the idea. Well, what could we do to postpone? Turned out, because in Morocco, we take up most of a hotel. So there would be no refunds because basically they would sit with their hotel empty, even if we said to them, we'll come the next year. But what Arts of the World did work out was an additional $1,000 back if you'll go with us next year to Morocco. I'm not promising we will because since that happened, I've talked to 300 people on the phone and text, and 4 have said they're interested in the trip in 2021. So although I would love to go with my 4 best friends, I'm not really sure that one is going to take off. So I'm not promising that that's an option. I hope maybe, but I thought it was a great idea. It just went, it just didn't float, okay? Good, I'm glad you asked that though. So Michael, what are we singing?
Well, it's funny. I heard Svika saying, unfortunately, that he was not going to be joining us, and it was such sad news. I walked out to get something. I walked back in 40 seconds later. Everyone was standing and clapping. I thought to myself, only Svika could turn that news into a standing ovation. Someone explained to me how, but it seemed natural. So we went over this one song, Ozrani El Chai. Once, this is a Moroccan song, so it's the simplest Moroccan song I could find. Most of them are these like massive tapestries. So I just go over it once, and then I found a very simple, on the other side, Sephardic song. So if you've been coming to our lectures, this is Sephardic culture, and you'll learn it in 30 seconds. It's a good bus song and to start meals and Shabbat. But first do the Ozrani El Chai, the shorter one on that side. So just repeat after me. You probably know this. Ozrani El Chai. Try that. Ozrani El Chai. Then Lehachaniya. Try that. Lehachaniya. Whole thing. 3, 4. Ozrani El Chai. Lehachaniya. Again. Ozrani El Chai. Lehachaniya. Second part goes. Et Yetzer. Try that. Et Yetzer HaMefater. Try that. HaMefater. Try the whole Et Yetzer. Et Yetzer HaMefater HaMeria. Try the HaMeria. HaMeria. Whole second half. Et Yetzer. 2, 3. Et Yetzer HaMefater HaMeria. Et Yetzer HaMefater HaMeria. I swear it's the simplest Moroccan song I could find. It's the simplest one. From the top, one more time. Let's pretend that we're like, I don't know, we're waiting for lunch and we're just trying to encourage the waiters. Ready? 2, 3, 4. Hozrenik el chai lehachnia. Hozrenik el chai lehachnia. Et yetzer hamefate hameria. Et yetzer hamefate hameria. Mazel tov, as they say in Morocco. Probably not. Okay. Then the other one. This is like a famous Sephardic song from Simchat Torah. So imagine you're much, much, much less sober than you are now, and you're sweating and you're dancing around. What do we sing for the next hakafa? And let's sing Mi PL. And it's like the song goes on for 15 minutes, and the people are dancing, going crazy. So it's that mood, right? And the part you need is very simple. It just means from God's mouth we should be blessed, which beautiful, wonderful. And it goes, Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Some people know it, yeah? So say after me, Mi PL, Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. And just sing with me, Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Now the other part, you got to give a very, very macho hey twice, right? And this is like a drunk, Simchat Torah hey. So it's not a shy hey. So you'll hear me go, Ein adir kadonai. You go hey like that, right? Try it. Ein adir kadonai ve'ein baruch ve'ein ameram. It's good, but if you're in Morocco and you do that hey, they're send us back. Never mind the virus. It's got to be like a hey, one of those. Ready? Try it. Ein adir kadonai ve'ein baruch ve'ein ameram. Then the hey stop when you hear Ein gedola katorah ve'ein dosha ke'yisra. Chorus. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Get your hays ready for verse 2? Ready? Ein Haddow kadonai, ein vatik ve'en ameram, ein zaka katorah, ve'en chomeda ke'Yisrael. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. One more time. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Mi PL, Yevorach Yisrael. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll revisit that on the other continent.
And the final note is that we've named the tour. It's not the coronavirus tour, I promise you. The name of the tour is The Colors of Morocco. Isn't that beautiful?
No.
And the reason is that the buses are not 1, 2, or 3, or A, B, or C, because we sort of felt there's a hierarchy there. So we are now red, green, and blue. So when you get your invitation, you'll get an invitation to a color.
This is my life. Okay, I'm red, green, colorblind, and you pick 3 colors. It's like, can't do smaller, let's get to the green bus. You're going to see me like this. So that's why.
So we're going to have a show. Should we want to pass them out, or Jen? Okay. Okay, we will see you in Morocco. Woo!